We are live on ShaggyTV for week 1 of the Cenex Short Track Series Championship Season 2. And we're kicking it off here at the Martinsville Speedway. They did run their dirt portion Monday, which, if you haven't heard by now or you didn't know what was going on, this race will be live. So these guys are here right now. What you're seeing is what's happening this moment in their neck of the woods. But the next race, well, that'll be, let's say, pre-recorded. I do have no idea the outcome of the race, though. I'll keep those, kind of hidden to keep them as a surprise for me throughout the season. But the asphalt will be live every Wednesday night, so make sure you let your mom, dad, your brother, your son, your daughter, your wife, most importantly, the wife, and if you do indeed tell the wife, hey, tune in, watch what I'm doing here, make sure you thank your wife in the interview. I warned you now. So we'll take a look at last season's champion here. We've got, you see the time there, 6 minutes, 32 seconds till we go. So last season's champion, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid here, 17 machine. We'll check out who else is on the racetrack out here. Joe Canella's, the 1K, the farmer, a couple spots behind him in the 54. My pop's out there in that 37 machine, Tim Chapman. Derek Clouch in the 31 machine. He's running the Hooters machine. As you see, there was some contact behind. Derek Clouch in the 31. We've got Pappy out here in the 01, Ed Papineau. Frank Barbary in the 23 machine. You can see damage on that right front after he was one of the guys involved in that contact we saw. The double deuce here, Sean McLean. Benjamin Gunther. Let's see. A couple other guys pulled out on the racetrack while we were doing that. We've got Brett McCoy in the 36 machine. He's had some good races last season. Don't believe was here for every event. Kind of hindered him in the points. Definitely no give up. Same for Scott Tice in the 24 machine. Okay. Oh, he had my logo on there too. I think he may have had it on there last season. May have. But you put that on there, you're gonna get more camera love. Let's see, Robert Keller. He's not sitting on pit road to look at the car. The boss man, Rob Cassidy, is in that BD Ranch 68, number 2 on the time chart right now. Chris Reinhold in the 71, right behind him. He's pulling back out on the racetrack here. 71 got a couple wins last season. Always a guy to keep your eye on here. So let's see. Let's do a lap or so here with Brett McCoy. Let's see. He's got a pretty good view in front of him. Oh, never mind. He didn't like that view. He's going to pull to the inside. We'll go to the 1K here of Joe Canella's. Joe on the outside. High, wide, and handsome. I believe that was Barbary. It went by him. It was. And boy, oh boy, these two just made it through there. So you may see some of that tonight. As these tires age, they start to get a little older. Maybe a bit of a slip and slide out there as we progress for the evening. Who knows? Who knows what we'll get here, but I do see a couple people out there watching on the Cenex side of the thing, so I'll try to keep an eye on this chat box, but let me know. I know there's only 2 of you over there right now, but let me know. Who do you got to win tonight? Who are you thinking? Who's your guy? Who do I give more slash less camera time too. I mean, what do we want? I'm at your beck and call here tonight in Virginia. Gunther out there in the 55. The double deuce looking to take a peek under him. Sean McLean. Let's see here. I better not. Keith may be running to the bathroom or something. I was going to say I could pull some of these guys up, you know, do a little get to know you session. We'll see. I don't want to exactly upset anyone either if they're trying to make some last minute practice adjustments. I mean, you can see like the 37. That's my dad, Tim Chapman. I'm sure a little bit of that is, you know, you can always just pull off and tow your car, but you might as well practice coming down pit road once. You drive all sorts of different cars, see how they stop. 55 doing the same thing too. You know, it's no reason not to go in here, and you don't want to have it catch you when it could matter later. You need to be present, aware of, you know, hey, for instance, you know, a little bit ago, a couple hours ago, the official race is the old 1987 cars are at Talladega, and I'll tell you, they do not get on the brakes. Like these race cars right here, you have got to baby them, watch out. See right now, Derek Clouch here in the 31. How much of the racetrack does he use up? There you can see almost gets in the outside wall. You need to. I mean, you want to reach out, almost be able to touch that thing. If I was riding passenger, you know, I should be able to sign that wall with a Sharpie coming off the corner. And right now, a little too much of a gap here. You can see he pushes on the corner entry, gets it on the exit here, but you still want to float up a little higher here, and what that'll do for you, you know, you're opening up the steering wheel, you're giving less oomph in. You know, you're letting it just rotate out of the corner, and you can see that tire wear lasts a little longer. But I'll tell you, I will be, you know, an honest man. Last week, they ran a practice race, and I went in here, you know, to see what I could do, and I got second. Now, you say, you know, Shaggy, you got second. That is awesome. Congratulations, you got second. Well, a lot of the guys didn't show up, and this man right there, that Flamin' Hot Cheeto machine, I want to say lap times, I can't remember what they were. Well, I'll just say 19 seconds. Well, he beat me by 12 or so. He almost, you know, lapped the field, so I have nothing for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Everything you hear me ask him this season is true, you know, me trying to pry the man for a little bit of knowledge, because he is on another level out here, and it's somebody who, you know, you're gonna have to truthfully, I mean, it's gonna sound cliche, but keep your eye on that guy. Papineau, he's doing the veteran move here, rolls the outside through, really going to diamond this off, coming with as much steam as he can here to the line to open up here. Ed Papineau, we're going to change these to best times for when they come across, as the 01 will set the opening lap here. Maybe able to get away with turning my volume's a little up too, so sorry if it bounces around. But Ed Papineau right now, purple, that's going to be quick time. Tim Chapman, P2 with a 20.5. Chris Farmer with a green-purple. What's that mean for the Farmer? 20.4. P3 as we watch Farmer roll around here. Lap number 2, he gets a little bit sideways as the boss man, Rob Cassaday, green, didn't need a purple sector. That's quick time. As the Rhino Chris Reinold comes across the line. Purple-green. What's it mean for the 71 machine? P3 for the Rhino. Chris Reinold, 20.37. He's got one more lap to try to find a little speed. Slowed down sector 1. Needs to hold the mail here. Coming off of 4. The 71 gets a little bit loose. Not going to find it. Going to stay. P4 as the dog was barking. Joe Canella's in the 1K. Moves himself up to P3 here, and look at it. I mean, the times out of these guys right now are crazy. So close. The top 5 within, really the top 7 within 0.06 of a second. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that, but Keith Kincaid, he may spread it out a little bit. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto is just that, on fire. Flamin' Hot, purple sector 1, green sector 2. Keith Kincaid with a 20.18. Absolutely out of this world here is, man, oh man, watching the final time around, but Keith Kincaid set the bar, and the bar will stay with a 20.18. As McCoy, let's go ahead and let's go to time. They have 2 more minutes here to qualify. So Brett McCoy, excuse me, gonna pull out here, warm up those tires a little bit. Diamonds off of 4, the 36. Set to take the green flag here for the first of 2 laps. Sean McLean just pulled off of pit road as well, so we'll catch him next here. He's not even on his first lap. Excuse me, actually did just take his first lap. As McCoy comes across purple sector 2, McCoy steals quick time with a 20.16. Sean McLean, green. What's it mean for the double deuce here? 13th. Looking to find a little more time here. Bottom of the charts for McLean is, you see exact opposites there. McCoy to the top. Final time around was a 20.15 there for McCoy, so he gets a little quicker according to my software there. The 22. Knew he didn't have it. Slows down at the line. Wanted to get some of that ice cold camera time. Well, I'm too dang far for it. Just 30 seconds here until we go racing at the Martinsville Speedway. I want to say 80 laps, maybe 100. We'll see. I think 100, but I didn't want to go too high, but we'll see. We'll see as we get ready to take a look at our starting lineup. Because, of course, hear my voice crack there. I get the hiccups. So it sounds like I'm going to be fighting the hiccups here through the opening grid. Get a couple different views here of the Martinsville Speedway. Ooh. Lights coming on here. Getting dark in Virginia. Going to change the handling of the racetrack. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for the Cenex Short Track Series Wild Wednesday. Row 7 to the outside, the 57 of Robert Keller to the inside, the double deuce of Sean McLean. Row 6 to the outside, the 26 of Frank Barbary to the inside, the 55 of Benjamin Gunther. Row 5 to the high side, the 31 of Derek Clouch to the inside, the 24 of Scotty Tice. Row 4 to the high side, the 37 of Tim Chapman to the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 3 to the outside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinold to the inside, the 1 of Joe Canellas. Row 2 to the high side, the 01 of Pappy Ed Papino to the inside, the boss man in the 68, Rob Cassidy. Row 1 for week number 1 here at the Martinsville Speedway for your Cenex Short Track Series Championship. To the outside, the 17, defending champion, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto of Keith Kincaid, and starting on the pole, the 36 of Brett McCoy. So we changed that to laps. We changed this to gap. It looks like we are ready to go play here at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll roll through 1 and 2 here for the final time behind the pace car. And watch that puppy turn off here. Gonna make a little left-hand turn. Brett McCoy is going to roll through 3 and 4. He is going to wait for that green flag to wave as she's high. She's ready to fly. 100 laps to play at the Martinsville Speedway. We are underway and we are wrecking right away here. Contact. The Rhino goes down to the inside and oh boy. Not exactly the start here we were looking for. His checkup coming across the front stretch. Driver's lifting, and I think the 37, he got a pretty good jump there. Him all over the back of the 71 machine. And let's see here. We'll slow it down as they get a little bit closer. So Keith, you could see Keith missed the shift. They all stack up. Him so close, couldn't check up in time, lifts up the rear end of the 71. Joe goes around, Tim gets shot in the back, the 55 then involved the Gunther. We are wrecking here to start early, and it looks like the Rhino, he may have, had to wait to turn around a little there. He may have been caught a lap down. He is stuck behind your leader, not too sure if he'll end up getting the wave around or not, but we are under caution for the first time here. And excuse me here under caution if you hear me take a break like that. I could have said it first. May hear it a little bit too, my throat breaking up a little bit. I'm having some issues. And, I'm drinking water and stuff, trying to keep it good, but it'll crack up every now and then. So if I do pause for, 10 to 15 seconds, I'm getting a drink and just forgot to announce it. So don't fret here, not going anywhere. She'll have me here, I would assume, for the next 2 hours. Maybe just an hour and a half here. Is I know the dirt side of things can go a little quicker than the asphalt, but got to fish through the replay a little bit. It's always first week bug, so this may be a longer show tonight, but deal with me. The show won't be long because of the drivers. They'll do an excellent job, but this man may have a couple errors, so be patient here throughout the night. Week 1. The Cenex Short Track Championship. Drivers tightening back up. We're going to watch the green flag wave as course caution laps count. We're asphalt racing. Lap 6 underway here. We'll see if the boys behave. We'll watch them dice it up here in the middle of the field. You're watching Frank Barbary take a peek under the double nickel of Benjamin Gunther. Barbary trying to put him on the outside. He does. Gets by Tim Chapman. Going to rope it in. Follow him around the 37. Moves on up is Rob Cassidy. Starting to feel a little bit of pressure here from the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Keith Kincaid thought about making the move here. Oh, ho, ho! The boss man clips the inside, and oh, guy's not lifting, big wreck. And the boss man up and over, up and over. Boy, oh boy, lands on all fours, but oh man, gets a little loose here. Not too sure if Keith may, well, I mean, he obviously, he's just there, can't lift in time, because you can see there he clips it. He kind of floats up, and maybe Keith thought he could fit it under. It just gets into the back of the 68. You can see he's not driving through him. He clearly had lifted now. 24 here, you can see we're going to see some guys coming, and this is where the 37, he came in hot. Let's go see what he sees. Some other drivers do as well. Naughty, naughty, if you can kind of see what's up the road here. Field freezes. You see, you can't, I mean, you can see a little bit, as I'm in the gyro camera, actually. Should have. So you can see it. You can see that post kind of in the way. You cannot see it. I mean, there you could have been lifting and stuff. But I don't know. By that time, you're kind of committed, and you can see. I mean, this is Robert Kelly. This is a little further back. That post is really, I mean, it obstructs like there. He didn't see it till it was too late. You can see, I mean, there's no, you got lucky, kind of just bounced off the side, but it happened so fast here. And I can say that post on the left-hand side of the windshield, that is not going to be anybody's friend here tonight. It's really going to be an obstruction. It's something, you know, you're just going to have to kind of be aware of. We'll try to work around here, because it's not going to go away. I'll tell you that. I know some drivers right now. We've got 4. Ed Papineau, Chris Reinold, Derek Clounch, and Benjamin Gunther a lap down here. So going to need a lucky dog. And by needing the lucky dog, you can't be involved. You can't get any incident points here if you want to get the wave around. If you have incident points, they won't give it to you. Papineau slowing down on the inside here. Not too sure if it'll make it. No, green flag going to come back out. Wasn't sure if that would extend it. As we're back underway, lap 12 here. Joe Canella's making a power move on the inside. The double deuce, Sean McLean gets muscled up. Out comes down across the nose of the 54, and we are wrecking again. Joe Canella, Scott Tice, Rob Cassidy. Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy. Big wreck here at the Martinsville Speedway. It is going to be a night here. We're going to, you know, I mean, it is first race of the season. Stuff is going to happen. And we're going to go up top here. Trying to see if we can get a little better view of it. So the 24, he just pushes up the racetrack. See, he just has to get out of the throttle, drove it in too deep. Now you can see him coming back down. I mean, you can watch him driving over that black line. Meanwhile, the 22, we saw that. He comes down over the 54. Now, you can see the 24. I mean, he kind of comes down and hooks him. He may not feel like that, but the guy on the inside can't go much lower. And you can see when he comes off the corner, it's not much, but he's above the white, coming down under the white. And, you know, then he makes contact with the right rear. And Joe gets muscled one more time there into 68. Oh. Maybe a long, long night here at Martinsville. And let's see something just so. I hate to do this. It's obviously whatever. But I wonder if we can see. Do they have. So you only get one fast repair limit. That's going to matter. I'm telling you, that is going to matter. I thought they were going to have, you know, at least 2, 3. Especially with the way we're kind of bouncing around out there. But you get one fast repair. So that's why I'll give my dad, well, you know, I'm ripping on him at the same time. Used to drive him with damage, but that's why the car looks like that. Not going to quick repair it right away. Try to hang on as long as you can. And, you know, I mean, make sure you got a bullet left in the gun for the last round. You don't want to show up with nothing here when we're almost out of time. And 71 of Reinhold looks to be dirt tracking a little bit. So that thing maybe a little beat up too. That's going to hurt his tires. You can see it a little off kilter as we go back up front. Brett McCoy drops the hammer. We're back underway. Lap 17 at the Martinsville Speedway. Cassidy to the inside, trying to muscle up the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. He does. Keith now, does he respond? We've got some battling in the back. 71, Reinhold trying to work it to the inside of Frank Barbary. Barbary. Oh, Joe Canella's hard and the wall behind, and we are under caution for the 4th time here at the Martinsville Speedway. And you can kind of see that in the back of the picture. We didn't get to kind of catch the full gist of it here like we will now, but it looked like they're in the rewind. Okay, and then I'm an idiot who clicked fast forward instead of pause. Bear with me here. Okay, so you can kind of pay attention to that black line. So, and then I do it again. See, night full of hiccups. Night full of hiccups. So, go a little further back, Zach. Dagnabbit. We've only seen this wreck 4 times now. Okay, so you can see Joe, he's going to come down under that black line there a little bit. The 24 is naturally going to rotate up. And just doesn't lift out of the throttle in time. The one hard into the inside wall, bounces around. We're a 5th of the way through this thing already here. Not a lot of green flag laps here. This guy's being naughty. Like I say, the one quick repair, man, that is it's going to matter here. Is we'll have to see what happens. And also, if you're out there watching, like I say, let us know who you are rooting for. Get the chat box going. That is what runs the algorithm. More people will start to watch here, raise up the Cenex channel a little bit. So the lights are still on. They should be going off here this time by, though, I would think. They do indeed go off here, and we'll get ready to go back and play here a little more at the Martinsville Speedway. Unlimited tires, so you may as well, you know, I mean, at the pace this thing is, you may as well be putting fresh tires on it here almost every time. As we get ready to go back racing, the 36 of Brett McCoy set to drop the hammer as we enter the Geico restart zone. We are back underway. The 36 leads the way. Good restart for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto on the inside. Going to take advantage of that inside starting spot. Work around the 68. Meanwhile, Frank Barbary and Chris Farmer battle side by side into 3. Chris Farmer on the outside, Barbary on the inside in that 26. The battle of the black and green. Who's going to take the advantage here? Coming off of turn 2. Looks to be the 26, the 54 overdrives. He's got to fall in line. Robert Keller in that Miami Hurricane number 57. Let's see, did he have this filled out? We didn't get a chance to go through him. I remember his car was grayed out. Practice wasn't in the session. And Benjamin Gunther in that 55 machine, he is still on pit road. Not too sure if he just had damage or what the deal is, but came back down pit road. He is at the tail end of the field. Going to be multiple laps down here as Derek Clounch and Robert Keller battle. The 57 of Robert Keller to the inside. Chris Reinold looking to take a peek here. The Rhino can't do it. You can see that car does not look like it's 100%. You know, maybe looking like it's about, give it a C minus. You know, the guys, they worked hard, but they didn't hang the body on it right. And man, you could tell that thing's got some damage, and he is going to have his work cut out for him here. So is the 36 of Brett McCoy as the Flamin' Hot Cheeto inches closer here. We may indeed have a battle for the lead coming here soon. As we ride off the back here of the 36 of Brett McCoy, you see the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Keith Kincaid, he is right there, and he may have to use the chrome horn. Not able to get the run that time through 1 and 2, and you see the 36 of McCoy pull away a little here. Keith reels it back in right on the bottom through 3 and 4. Gets him on corner entry, loses a little bit on exit. But we are dancing here as we inch almost a third of the way through here at the Martinsville Speedway. The 37 of Tim Chapman works to the bottom of the 26, gets by Barbary. Rob Keller now trying to take a bite of the apple here. Couldn't do it. The 26 shuts the door. We got a hurricane coming here in Virginia, and it's the 57 of Robert Keller. Can he work to the inside of the 26 of Barbary? Clounch now to the outside in the 31. He's got the Rhino underneath. The Rhino. Oh, a little contact behind. Ed Papineau drives it in deep. He's a couple laps now, and I want to say 3 laps down is the 01, so he's got to behave here. He wants to get these wave rounds. Lucky Dogs can't be a part of a caution here as he tries to race his way towards the front. The leaders approach. Benjamin Gunther in the 55. He is back out on the racetrack, but for the time being, it is the 36 as we roll through 3 and 4. This time by as we cross the line. We're a third of the way through here at the Martinsville Speedway. Bunches of cautions there to start the race, but it seems like, I'm going to say it, drivers have settled down here, and we have developed a little bit of a green flag run. And as I say, that Scott Tice inching a little closer here. He's trying to get at the back of the 54 of Chris Farmer. The Dungeon of Speed Machine trying to hold the bottom, but the 24 reeling him in there. Maybe gets him nervous. Is he still able to hold on for now? But Scott Tice, how long is he going to play nice? Scott right there. Can't make the move. Let's take a peek. Back up here on the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Just right in line, right behind. Cassidy running third. You see that right front brake a-glowing, boy, as he was entering turn 3. Let's see here. Do we see that same kind of glow here? Yeah, we do. As we enter 1 and 2. I wonder if that... I haven't really ever noticed that. Let's take a look here at the 37. Is it going to be the same kind of glow, or are we going to see different shades here from different drivers? It's to be the same here. I wouldn't say it's as, you know, an iRacing default, but maybe not totally too accurate here, because we would see that. Well, I don't know there. The 24 was piping orange compared to that 54, and I was going to say that's what we would see right there as he dives it in the inside, and maybe that is the case here. As the leaders are getting to the rear end of the 55 here. It's going to be about when you catch Benjamin Gunther now. Can Keith Kincaid maybe get to the 36 here through the center? Nope, can't do it. I thought maybe you give him a little bump here as you're pinching yourself down on entry. That's the best time there for the bump and run, but Keith couldn't get there, and right now got to fall in line as we climb the ladder inch steps closer here to the halfway point. We roll through 3 and 4, and the yellow flag waves. 57 of Robert Keller down on the inside here. Let's see what happens. 57 machine. Solo car spin. Just going to clip the apron, and that's going to be what does it here. So you just clip that apron. Locked her up, tried to pull forward, realized, shit, I'm stuck. Man, had to tow that thing as he disappeared. That's why there's no camera. It's looking all around, but I do see leaders coming down pit road here. Where's pit lane? Of course it is. Of course, I would have changed the other camera. Let's see. There, I can stay here. Okay, this is the cheat one. See who wins the race off pit road. That's hilarious. If you heard my phone talking to me, it thought I said the S word. I'm not going to say her name again. But that was crazy. As Brett McCoy won that race off pit road, you can see Tice, Cassidy, McLean, Farmer, Barbary, Reinold, Clounch, and Chapman still sitting on pit road, probably just trying to work that damage as long as they can. And McCoy, your old comeback, your leader in that 36, the 01 of Ed Papineau, got one lap back. Will get another one here because he's in front of your leader as long as he doesn't come down pit road. He's coming down pit road. Should have stayed out. Would have got that wave around. Would have been worth it. But Ed Papineau now going to keep those laps down. I would have thought for sure he was going to stay out there, try to get one back. But nope, he's going to come down pit road here and see if he indeed can get back on the lead lap. Not looking good here as we're inching closer to halfway. Not a lot of time left to play. So I just noticed that Pit Boss advertisement on the backstretch, and I'll tell you, I'll give you another one. That's how I smoke all my meat in the Pit Boss. Best thing, best grilling device I've ever used is the green flag's high. It is ready to fly. McCoy drops the hammer, and we are back underway at the Martinsville Speedway. Good jump there for the 36, able to ride in. He'll be able to shut the door here. The 24, Scott Tice, working under the 68 of Rob Cassidy here, trying to take advantage of his inside starting spot. Tice to the inside. The 37 muscles to the inside as well as Tim Chapman gets by Frank Barbary. We continue to watch the 24 of Tice versus Cassidy. That battle's over, but we got another one. The Dungeon of Speed looking to the inside. Chris Farmer trying to outmuscle the boss man. Rob Cassidy is behind. Tim Chapman works under the 71. The 37 works to the bottom there. Drives it low through one. Able to woe her down. Keep her held to the bottom. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Advantage 71 here as we enter 3. Tim drives it in deep, muscles him up the racetrack. A little contact here. That short track racing at Martinsville. Barbary now going to pick up the scraps as he works by the 71. The Rhino knows he's got to get to the bottom. He gets on the brakes early, fights his way to the bottom. And now we go back up here. We take a look at what's going on for the lead. Is Brett McCoy still able to hold off the flaming hot Cheeto as we're on lap 49. Keith to the bottom, Brett to the bottom. Nowhere else to go here at Martinsville. You're up on the high side. You're in trouble. And, well, I keep saying that because Keith, if he wants to get this thing done, man, he is going to have to use that chrome horn. And if he's going to do it, Got to do it while he's close here. Going to arc it in, try to cut underneath. Can he get to the left rear? Can't do it. McCoy running a picture-perfect race out front, as meanwhile last time by, these two ran their fastest laps of the race here. These guys know it is go time here. Pay window open. We're halfway. 50 laps to play. Boy, oh boy, Keith Kincaid right there, defending series champion. The pressure and holding off the champ. Can Brett withstand it here as we're... Man, still got plenty of racing time, really, if we can keep this thing green. This is not going to be easy. But laps go quick here, and Tim Chapman trying to take advantage of one. Looking to the inside of the 68 of the boss man. Tim works around Rob Cassidy. Gonna have P5 at the line, the 37 on the move. Scott Tice washes up the Dungeon of Speed 54 machine. We may have a battle for the lead. Oh no, it looked like it. Keith, he made the move to the inside but lifted off, and I saw him take that peek, thought he was going to slam her in there. Didn't do it, thought best. So we got plenty of laps to go here, which is true, but not a lot of time here. We're doing laps in 20 seconds. I mean, that's 3 laps a minute. This could go. It's Tim trying to reel these guys in. A little battling behind. You see Joe Canella's. He's a lap down, though. He knows he needs a caution flag, but he can't be in the caution. So just trying to ride for the moment. Just trying to be there. You can't be the caution, Joe. Hang on. He does. What a save from the 1K of Joe Canella's, man. He wrangled that puppy. Got her back under control. Not easy to do there. Joe Canella's big move, and that could get him back on the lead lap if we would get a caution, as these guys possibly think about starting to race here, starting to shake it up at the Martinsville Speedway. See the 71 there. Oh boy, Reinhold, man. Thought he was going to go. Let's take a peek here. What's going on with our leaders once again? Not much has changed. Still at that 0.3. That's 0.3 of a second here. And Keith, I mean, can reel him back in, but honestly, what's the point of being real close if you're not willing to make the move here yet? You kind of need that guy to have a hiccup. So if you can hang out at the 0.3, 0.2, that's just fine. You're close enough to where if he makes a mistake, you can peek to the inside. Keith gets the run there as the 36 gets in the outside wall, and now McCoy maybe feeling his tires. Starting to fade is Scott Tice, pulling away a little bit from Chris Farmer as well. Scott Tice, he's got some time to reel these front guys in if they don't race smart here and they get the battling with too much time left. Scott Tice is laying there in the weeds. Could he come up here and steal this thing as we roll around? 39 laps to go this time. Keith is there, man. He is just playing so nice. The guy's got a reputation. He's not going to do you dirty, not on purpose. He is going to make you work that thing, though, and that is exactly what he's doing. He is right there all over the back of the 36. McCoy misses the bottom through 1 and 2, but he's there enough. He's in the middle that he can just maintain it on corner exit. Not allow that 17 to get the full nose underneath, but you can see he's leaving half a car length here. And I'm telling you, when you are in the 17 here, we'll show you. Look at that. That's appetizing. That wasn't even that bad, okay? He didn't even miss it that bad. Let's see if we can see McCoy maybe roll up the center like he had been. Nope, he wants to make a point now. Not gonna mess it up like he was. He says, "You're gonna highlight me here, huh? Yeah. See that green light come on? I ain't gonna do that." He is now rolling right against that apron. We go back here. We take a look. Rob Cassidy still able to hold off Frank Barbary. Is Barbary making countless attempts here, but just can't get close enough. Every time he reels him in, he just makes a little mistake. And that 26 needs to stay smooth here if he wants to get around that B&D Ranch 68 machine of Rob Cassidy. As McCoy still leads the way up front. Tim Chapman. Actually, you know what? Let's do a quick field rundown here. Why not? Get the zoom out here. So obviously you can see it on your leaderboard here, but you just kind of see how they're racing. McCoy in the lead, almost opens up the bottom for that man. Keith Kincaid, who is just stalking him, laying in the weeds here, has run P2 almost the whole race. Scott Tice, he started 9th. He has raced his way up to 3rd. Chris Farmer up 3 spots, started 7th. Tim Chapman as well, up 3 spots, starting 8th. The boss man started 3rd. He wants to recoup a little bit, but we roll into our first battle naturally. Oh, man, I thought Frank was going to go. The boss man overshoots it. Barbary to the inside, move him up, pick up sticks. The 26 up 6 spots here. 12th to 6th, and now Chris Reinhold trying to work under the boss man. Can't do it as he overdrives one. Gonna slide up the racetrack, and we take a look back at Derek Clouch and Sean. Well, we'll go to Sean McLean here first because I clicked on the wrong guy. Now we'll go to Derek Clouch. In P9, we got Joe Canellas. He's the first man a lap down. If we would have a caution, he would get the lucky dog. Ed Papineau. Oh, caution flag as I say it. Brett McCoy, your leader, and I got a feeling, as I do the field rundown that I never do, we may have had a little contact for the lead. Or does Brett actually, does he just overdrive this? You kind of see it rotate there. It gets loose on him on corner entry. And then Keith, he gives him the shove here. Gets into the back of the 36. And, you know, I mean, that, obviously there is contact. But if you make the mistake here at Martinsville, you got to go for it. Let's ride on board. Watch it real time. You know, he may have thought he was just getting the run there, but kind of hooked him and sent him around. And that's the name of the game here at Martinsville. You make a mistake, you may pay for it. 17 of Keith Kincaid. He's able to get out front. Muscles the 36. The Brett McCoy going to come in here, get some tires. Why not? You do a little loop-de-loop. Maybe not getting any tires. No, he is getting tires. Just took a while to jack it up. His pit crew may be drinking a little bit. They're a little slow down there. Keith Kincaid will lead us to the green flag over the 24 of Scott Tice. Chris Farmer there in 3rd. Tim Chapman 4th. Frank Barbary, your top 5. It's Cassidy, McCoy, Reinhold, Clouch, and McLean, your top 10. See here, did Joe go down pit road possibly? Or maybe because he may have went down pit road, or because he's 2 laps down and didn't get the lucky dog. Sean McLean got the lucky dog. That is why. So I didn't even realize Sean was a lap down too. My mistake. You guys probably knew that the whole time because it'll tell you nice and neatly. I look at it on a little different sheet. But either way, hey, getting ready to go back racing here at the Martinsville Speedway. Keith Kincaid drops the hammer. We are back underway. An early restart, and that's exactly what he needed. Really, the top four needed. They kind of spread out. They're single file. Cassidy, the first one, is kind of going to get the shaft here. He gets muscled to the outside, and here comes the 36. He is going to be on a mission. Brett McCoy, watch out if you're off the nose of this 36 machine. We're going to probably see some good stuff from here. McCoy muscles to the inside of the 26 of Barbary. Should make this look easy, but the caution flag waves before he makes the pass. Joe Canellis and Ed Papineau in the back. Both cars a lap down. See, does the 01 overshoot a little bit here? Joe kind of come down on him, but never really had the nose. As you could see, I mean, obviously, you know, you can force anything. About a, you know, car length back. Joe probably doesn't expect it. There, you're not under him. Joe he lifts out of the throttle, wants to come down because he sees that 68. 3 wide, not going to work. So I think Ed probably knows there, man, I'm sorry. Tried to get off it, couldn't do it. Doesn't even try to pass Joe here, wants Joe to turn around. You can see that's how he knows. You know, hey, man, didn't try to do that. Wasn't anything funny here. We'll roll around. We have 20 laps to go, I think, when we take the green flag. No, we're going to have 19 laps to go. I lied to you because the lights are still on. So, won't be going back green this time by, like I assume. So, less time here for those drivers with the newer tires to work their way up through the field. The 36 of McCoy. Normally, you know, we watch from either up here or down there. But we're going to go on board here with the 36 of Brett McCoy for this restart because he is going to be up on the outside with brand new tires, and it could be a show. Here, so let's see what he does. He's lined up behind my old man there in the 37 on older tires. I mean, not super old, but those guys did hit on lap 41 as opposed to him coming down lap 72. So 30 lap pressure tires. This Keith Kincaid, the man out front, always tells me it's all about tire temp, Shaggy. Not about tire wear. Let's see what he does. Keith Kincaid drops that hammer. We are back underway. Let's see what McCoy can do here. Power move, tried to shoot to the inside of the 37. I think the 37 maybe trying to protect there from what I could see in the car, and maybe he gets into the back of the 24. We'll see what happened here. You can see Tice, he's really slowing off the pace. So he may just lift, and Tim may not know he's coming down too. So there are a couple things going on here. Let's try to watch. Try to break this down here so you can see McCoy. He's able to clear Barbary here. He's going to try to take that momentum and just shoot to the inside. Now, Tim, I'm definitely, you know, if I'm him, I'm not going to necessarily lift there either. But there you're kind of forced to. Is the 24 in the middle of the track. I definitely get the intention. He's trying to drive it in to protect from the 36, but end up getting in the back of the 24 when you're looking in that rearview mirror a little too much. And you'd be the first person to admit that's on him. Here's the 36. Really doing what he's got to do, man. Just trying to make a move. and take advantage of those new tires. Now, if you're Keith Kincaid, you're holding the rosary here because he is going to be right behind you on this restart. You got into him, a couple laps ago. He had to race his way through the field, able to do that in a short amount of time with fresh tires. And now McCoy gonna have to see here if he's got what it takes to get it done. I'm going to mute myself really quick here, grab a drink again. My apologies. Blew my nose. So bear with me here. Bear with me. I do all that, and then I forget to click the unmute button. Here we are, rolling down the backstretch, getting ready to go back and play here. We'll watch the pace car pull off. We will have 14 laps here at the Martinsville Speedway. Keith Kincaid drops the hammer. Great start for McCoy. He was ready for the early go, and now sights set on the rear end of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. As you see the 22 of Sean McLean high in the outside wall. 3 wide, not going to work here, but I think they're sure as hell going to try it here. Happy to the inside. He gets into the 24. 3 wide, not going to work. And we are not under caution. We are not under caution. We continue. I cannot believe all the cautions we have had tonight, and that was not one of them. I called it out. I said 3 wide wasn't going to work. They make contact. Sadly, doesn't get the caution here. Brett McCoy. How does he want to do this here? Does he play nice? Does he try to use the chrome horn? Maybe muscle the 17 a little bit here. We are coming around this time to 11 laps to go. Tim Chapman maybe hoping those two mix it up a little bit so he can get that 37 into the picture along with the 54 of Farmer. McCoy to the inside. Kincaid shuts the door, not going to let him do it. 10 laps to play at the Martinsville Speedway. Can the 36 of Brett McCoy find a way back around Keith Kincaid? We are running out of time. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto. I mean, he is just nailing it. You mentioned, I said earlier, he's supposed to go up and shave that wall. He is doing that, just letting the car rotate the whole way up to the outside, carrying all the speed he can, and he needs to hold off these new tires from the 36 of McCoy, who's trying to widen the front stretch here. 8 laps to go. The 36 trying to make the run here. Can't do it here. As we roll through 3 and 4, he's trying to set him up, trying to get to that rear bumper. 7 laps to go, and Brett McCoy, man, he is being disciplined. He is right there. He has got this thing singing a song. Keith driving it in so deep, man, not allowing really any payback here as he's mastering this. I mean, he's overdriving, but still hitting the apex. The 17 is just nailing it right now. You see the 36 swinging hammers trying to get there, but we've only got 5 laps to go. McCoy, little hiccup there coming off of 2. You see Kincaid let go of the fishing rod here a little bit. Pulls on the spool, but now the 36 reels him right back in. 4 laps to go. This is as close as he's been. Keith Kincaid trying to hold off the 36. Scott Nice to the outside. Scott Tice to the outside, playing nice. I meant to say not Scott Nice. As 3 laps to go, the 36. Little bump and run straightens him back out here. We continue. Had to use the chrome horn. Tim Chapman to the outside trying to pick up 3rd. Caution flag waves. Caution flag waves. Oh, boy. Derek Clouch and Rob Cassidy, I think, involved in this. Let's see. Guess the software is lying to us. Definitely involved, and that is the caution. Cassidy gets in the back of, I believe, Frank Barbary. He gets muscled there, and then the 31 of Clouch gets muscled as well. Both go around. And, man, it is getting good up here. Is Tim Chapman able to snooker one there from Chris Farmer? He's up into 3rd, and what that means is he's going to have that inside line on the final restart. Lots of damage on that 37, but can he bring it home for a podium? Have not talked to my old man yet in any of last season. So if he could bring home a podium, this would be his first podium here. But the real story is the battle up front, realistically. You know, Tim's got to be rooting for this. Those two, they may get a little naughty in front. We'll have to see what happens, and you may be able to inherit one, but we're going to have a green-white checkered when we go back. It'll be the first attempt, so I'll have to extend it here. His lights are still on, and next time by would be 2 to go. So it'll be our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Don't know how many attempts we have. Could be unlimited, could be 1, could be none other than this one. You know, maybe they actually just have it turned off and only going to get a 1-lap, a green checkered situation. Who knows? Maybe we end under caution. We're going to find out together here. Is this car, the lights go off and you see it stays 3 to green. So they do have the green-white checkers enabled. And they do have the double file restart here. It could get interesting in Martinsville as we roll down the backstretch here for the final time. Pace car pulls off. We've got a green-white checkered as the 36 drops the hammer, and we are back underway. The Flamin' Cheeto able to get down, shut the door. Reinhold with a little error there. He has a hiccup. The 37 clears the 54 as Farmer gets in the outside wall. We roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. Farmer muscles the 37 up the racetrack. Goes to the inside here. The 22 of McLean trying to take advantage. We've got guys beating and banging as the white flag are waving. Final time into 3. The 36 of Brett McCoy got moved out of the way, drove his way back through the pack and gets the checkered flag at the Martinsville Speedway. Keith Kincaid and Tim Chapman holds on for the podium here. Wild last lap at the Martinsville Speedway here in the back of the pack, and we are going to try, and I do say try, to break down all the wildness here. Is we'll go back. So you can see the 54 here of Farmer. Reinhold almost ends up getting onto the podium from this. So Reinhold right now, he's sitting sixth about, but you see, let's see here. So Farmer even pulls to the inside here, definitely feels bad about this one. You can see he angles the car really well. He's going to get a good run, too good a run. Just gets into the back of the 37 there, straightens him up, but then pulls to the inside here. Maybe didn't want it like that. Keeps her to the inside, and then I think we had some more contact. I mean, this battle for the final podium spot, Tim had to know, he had the bullseye on the rear end here. So we are coming down to the 71. He's going to trap it in there deep. He gives him a little shot in the right rear. Then gets another shot here in the center of the 22. You can tell, though, he's on the brakes, man. He is not trying to wreck him. You can just tell by the way the car reacts and shoots around like that. That is, people just going for it on the last lap. That's what it is. And you see Reinhold, Tim plays this really cautious here. The 71, he sent this. He was a-coming, and he's reeling him in, but just couldn't get there. And let's see here. Let's go back. I'm going to find that longer green flag run, I should say. Where was that? This one right here. Then we'll see if we can't go get a word. Some of these, or not some of them, your top 3 drivers, I should say. We'll go ahead, pull him up here. Man, first time on the podium over here. Didn't come easy. How's it feeling, Pops?
Feel kind of ashamed. I feel really bad about hitting Scott there on that one restart. Glad to finish up there, but I really didn't deserve it. I feel really bad about hitting him.
Yeah, I'm guessing, you're just focusing on that mirror a little bit, trying to race that 36 into the corner and just kind of forgot where you were. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, I believe so. I saw him coming. I don't know if I had any help. I was all over the brakes, but like I said, I'd take blame for that one, man. And I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this league. These are some good guys here.
Well, at the end of the day, lots of carnage. You drove the damaged race car most of the time. Did you ever use your quick repair?
Yeah, I messed up on that first pit stop. I didn't have it turned off. I got in those first couple wrecks, and then of course after that I had 2 minutes damage the next time I came in, and I slowly worked it down and got rid of almost all of it. And then of course I hit the 24 there at the end, and I don't know how bad I beat it up, but the wheel was a little off, but all in all, it was a good finish for me.
Yep, start off the season with a P3, good run. Got anybody you want to thank?
Just like Keith and Joe and everybody who puts this on, and you for doing the broadcast.
Well, good run. Hopefully I talk to you again, Pops. Congrats.
Thank you.
Tim Chapman bringing home P3, and now we're going to bring up the defending champion here, your P2 finisher, Keith Kincaid. Man, oh man, Keith, it was war out there tonight. It seemed like, if the guy in front of you messed up, and this isn't just you. With the way, and I kind of blame the car a little bit too, how close you are. That left the post there, the window post, the side post. Man, it's so in your way, and if that guy makes a hiccup in front of you, not a lot of time to react, and before you know it, you're just on that guy, and it happens quick here at Martinsville.
It sure does. This track's a lot narrower than it looks when you're in the car, and it stacks up quick.
Well, obviously, you get into him a little bit there. He may not be happy with you, but he made a mistake. And, as the laps are winding down, you see him appearing a little bit bigger in the mirror. Were you kind of waiting for it here? Did you know it was going to come back?
Yeah, I knew I had a good car. I was kind of riding behind him, waiting for him to make a mistake. And, the opening was there and sucked a nose in. I think I slid up a little and he defended a little bit. And we just came together, which is, that's short track racing. Hate it for him, but, it worked out for him in the end. He got that fresh set of tires and came back.
Yeah, those cautions at the end, definitely not what the Flamin' Hot Cheeto machine needed. But, hey, man, you know it as well as I do. The points isn't won and lost in 1 week. And when you can maybe not have your ideal finish and still finish second here, that's a hell of a run. So congratulations, Keith. Way to start the year, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thank you, Shaggy. I want to thank MRL for bringing the Cenex racing team back this year and, providing us this format to race. It's a wonderful opportunity. Got a great group of drivers, and can't wait to see how this season shakes out.
Well, hey, I'm anxious to see how you did in that late model race. No spoilers. Haven't watched it yet, but we'll see if you're on the podium here twice to start the week. But hell of a run. Congratulations, man, and good luck the rest of the way, Keith.
Thank you, Shaggy.
Keith Kincaid bringing home P2. And no Brett McCoy. I don't see him in the Discord. No Brett McCoy, so we'll give him his flowers here. We'll show the race car a little bit, but we're not going to get to hear from the driver of the 36. Brett McCoy, I'm trying to stall, trying to see if he decides to pop in here, but it ain't working. I stall, and he just hangs around at home. He's celebrating with his wife. Probably already popped the champagne. Brett McCoy brings home the win. We're going to step away for, this could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know how long, it'll take me to bring up the replay. But we will figure it all out. Oh, I just saw Kyle chimed in there. That was a good finish, Kyle. Amazing finish. It's kind of what we expect there. And, of course, Joe, sometimes someone fine Brett for missing his media time. Exactly, Joe. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this is the time. This is what, drivers should crave. They wait for, but not Brett. Little camera shy here. He's just celebrating with the clock and the wife here. But like I say, we're going to step away. Quick break. Maybe not the quickest break. Who knows? We'll bring up the replay, and we'll be right back here on ShaggyTV. Stick around.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, you need to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I've not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. It's like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program, and it transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home. That's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jack Jackamek. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Hedwig.
Wow.
Perry.
We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
We are back on ShaggyTV here, and I just had my, come to Jesus moment. on why the leaderboards looked like this last season and why they will indeed continue to look like this forever and all time. Because when I click on the people that you can't see, like for instance 6, this Scott Tice, I won't get Mr. Tice because he was in a different practice room than the save file I am getting. So I don't think there's a way around that for these guys. But if they are listening, I don't know if you can set up practice to one practice room, you know, like you have to kind of in asphalt. I don't think you can do individual rooms in asphalt. Maybe you can, but in the future, if you could make it all the cars go into one practice room, then we could get them all on the track. I can't believe, seriously, I'm actually kind of embarrassed that it took me that long and, you know, that much green stuff to, you know, have me come to this moment and finally figure it out. But we finally did figure it out. Keith Kincaid here. He is P2 on the sheet. I will just let this warm-up session go. I mean, it's, you know, they're a minute, 10 seconds. We won't skip through here. We'll just try to look. We got Joe Canella's out there on the racetrack. We got the boss man, Rob Cassidy, out there as well. Those are the only 3 guys out there at this exact moment here. So try to see if you get one of them ripping the outside wall here. As I noticed, so whenever they're roaring in there, a bunch of cars. Sorry, I'm just trying to give this a time to look at my volume. I can't turn that on to cheat under commercial to see what it'll be like without actually turning it on. What was the boss man practicing his victory celebration maybe in the infield? Or possibly, you know, they could have, Rob, you know, I don't know what his deal was with the track. Yeah, obviously I call him the boss man, runs a series. But to bring these guys to Charlotte, maybe he had to cut the grass. Or maybe he figured he'd just do that real quick, get some of it done before we go out here and race. Who knows? It's about that time. About that time to go qualifying here. As we're going to see that. Look, he's wiping his forehead. Let's see mythically. Let's pull this. Oh, no, he does. What if there's a holder there? I'm not going to zoom in. You know, I won't single out iRacing, but I've never seen the flag holder where the flags actually go in. Let's see here. I know it used to be funky on the leaderboard, but I can't remember if it's been since. I know in an update for iRacing, I don't think it was since last season, though. I think it was during last season, where it used to be when you were in iRacing, you couldn't, even if they were in the room with you, you know, you couldn't see other people qualify. With single car qualifying. Now you can watch all the other guys qualify. So that's you know, a tip out there for you. If you know, you're struggling, don't know what line is fast, you can always watch Keith Kincaid's first lap here. But we're gonna watch the General Andy Patton in the 87. That A&J Custom Creations machine. Oh, we got up there close to the wall. Is that lap gonna count? It does. Thought maybe they'd, you know, frown away from the wall contact. Scotty Tice out here in the 24 machine. Looking nice. Was P2 is Michael Lemanchik with a 1487. The man, Michael Lemanchik, gets bounced off by the new sheriff in town. A man I'm familiar with, the 75 of Greg Parmalee. Look at that. My teammate even painted that ride. The Young Gun Creations machine. Aiden Young. A painter out there. You got the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, man. No, I mean, the name stuck, so he decided he had to put the Cheetos there on the late model last season. Seems to be working out here for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Let's see where it puts him on the time chart here is he takes lap number 1, rolls down the backstretch here. Through 3 and 4, the flaming hot Cheeto comes across the line. Quick time with a 14:77 there. The flaming hot Cheeto burning it up. Oh, and Brett said, sorry, I'll be in Discord next week. I love it, Brett. I love the confidence, too. You know, you're going to be back next week. You got to love it. You've got to love it. It's Joe Canellis. He wraps it up. He comes P12, and Benjamin Gunther right behind him, P13. Tim Chapman already off the racetrack. That's why it's not working. He just disappeared there. You see Joe Canellis in that purple sector, too. He's out there just practicing. None of these laps are going to count, but that was a quick sector, too, for the 1K. You know, he doesn't get that kind of information while he's qualifying, so he'll probably be pretty excited to see that he got purple sector. And you're going to notice that time start to go a little faster here, but is it going fast enough? Huh. Let's use the iRacing here. Let's cheat. Go ahead, player right now. Get that to go away. Look all nice and pretty again. And I would imagine here, you know, no gun to my head, 2 heat races. We'll see. Or I mean, gun to my head. Saying 2 heat races. And look. Looky there. 2 heat races. 8 in the first one, 7 in the second. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Row 4 to the outside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinold, to the inside, the 55 of Benjamin Gunther. Row 3 to the outside, the 44 of Bobby Belshaw, to the inside, the 40 of Mike Lemieux. Row 2 to the outside, the 42 of Gary Offit, to the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 27 of Michael Lemanchik, and starting on the pole, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, the 17 of Keith Kincaid. Go ahead, reset this. You know me by now. I see that I'm not going to even explain it every time. This makes me want to yell at SDK every time. And well, I can't yell at the geniuses who made that amazing product because I couldn't make a better one myself. So it's, how do they say? Run what you brung here, you know? I mean, I just got to kind of deal with it. We know how to get it back looking okay, and that's, you know, that's a plus here for this guy. So I think they're waiting on Chris Reinhold to grid up, which I imagine, you know, maybe he registered, something came up. Or maybe he wants to start in the back here. Just not going to run heat races. But he didn't qualify either. So that's what, you know, has me wondering if he's even going to be around here. He indeed is not gridding. So no Rhino here in the first one. Let's see. Where is my... Oh, okay. This one I do by hand. All right. All right. Well, we got it. We got it. I got so many dirt tracks, man, that you'd think I'd be a, you know, good organized broadcaster by now and name all the cameras the same, different tracks. Well, I don't. You know, I'm pathetic. I'm unorganized. It is what it is. One of these days we'll get it right. You know, once my wife learns how to use SDK and organizes it, that's the ticket. But until then, we're going to watch that Flamin' Hot Cheeto try to get run down by a field of hungry gentlemen here, but it is not going to be easy. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto has been quick on dirt. Chris Farmer has also been quick, though, so keep an eye on that 54. Roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. Green flag's high. She's ready to fly. We're underway here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Flamin' Hot Cheeto with a great jump. The 27 of Michael Lemanchik gets a little tight there. He has to get on the binders, which makes the... See, I'm used to him in the 94. I see him on the software there, 92, or 42, excuse me. That's what threw me off. But the 94, I'll be calling him that. The 94, Gary Offit had to lift. And the double nickel now, Benjamin Gunther trying to go to work here. Ben working the inside as we go down the front stretch. He tightens up on entry. B squared in the 44. Bob Belshaw. He gets in the outside wall, and now what Bobby B wanted to see. Chris Farmer rolling around in second with 7 laps to go. You can see Michael Lemanchik kind of fading away here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Let's go to the start-finish line. You can kind of see him spread out. Bobby in the outside wall. Oh, boy! Mike Lemieux, not too sure there what happened to that 40 machine, but pushed up into the outside wall, and that Young Gun Creations 94 machine of Gary Offit works around here. P4 at the line. Keith Kincaid leads with 4 laps to go this time by, rolling through 3 and 4, and I forgot on the replay. I was so used to doing this. The replay there on asphalt, you've got to remember now because I've got to remember. We get caution flags. So, do I have a button? Let's see. I think I do. So, see, I could make it go like this. You notice it just says caution. I won't be doing that because then I will forget to turn it back. So we will just be leaving it here on green. We'll pay attention to pace cars, kind of just the flow of the race. I didn't know they had caution flags in the heat. A lot of leagues don't run caution flags in the dirt heat, so I didn't remember them being in there from last season. So, well, that's no problem. That's just, you know, live and learn here. Week 1, I told you. You know, we weren't swinging for the fence here. Week 1, we're just trying to get on base. I think, you know, so far, we got the average going up. We're having a decent night. Haven't made any huge mistakes. And I would think go green this time. Let's see. Let's sit in turn 2. Let's see. Lights are off. So lights are off. We'll be going back green this time by. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto rolls through 3 and 4. Watch him take the green flag here as we are back underway at the dirt track at Charlotte right away. Battle for second. Michael Lemanchik tried to take a peek, but Belshaw comes off pit road. And all of a sudden, he's kind of in the way. They're going to be a lap down. Lemanchik had to fall in line on the outside. Now pushes up the racetrack. Gary Offit trying to take advantage with 3 laps to go. Offit reeling him in here. He's got the fishing pole out. Now he's cranking down to the inside. The 94 trying to put the Young Gun Creations in a top 5 feature starting spot with 2 laps to go. He's going to send it in. Slide job. Michael Lemanchik cross down to the bottom. The 27, is he going to serve him one back? Keeps it on the bottom through 3 and 4. Doesn't need to. Gary Offit in the outside wall as the white flag waves. 1 lap to play. Keith Kincaid goes down the backstretch here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Final time through 3 and 4. Keith Kincaid grabs the checkered flag. He wins heat race number 1, followed by Farmer, Lemanchik, Lemieux, Gunther, Offit, Belshaw, and Reinhold. I will just go ahead. Try to do it ahead of time. Refresh the overlay now. It's not liking it. Somebody didn't cross the line the way it liked. There we go. It was holding them at hostage there. Heat race number 1 for that ending. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting grid here for heat race number 2. Running out the field, the 37 of Tim Chapman. Row 3 to the outside, the 1K of Joe Canellis to the inside, the 68 of Rob Cassidy. Row 2 to the outside, the 87 of the General Andy Patton to the inside, the 19 of Russell Harold. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the top shelf, the 24 of Scott Tyson starting on the pole. 75 of Greg Parmalee. Greg gonna be a sneaky guy to watch here, throughout these dirt races, and Greg better show up for the dang interviews. If he's ever in them, better show up for him. He better not be shy. We'll have to see. I did just accidentally look at Discord and see 3 guys hanging out, so I may have spoiled it for me. Don't spoil it for you guys. It's going to be tough here, but I will keep the surprise wrapped up as we roll the bottom through turn 2, the final time. Pace truck pulls off. You wonder where the overlay is, because I wonder where the overlay is. There it is. We are going to take the green flag. As the green flag's high, she's ready to fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. 10 laps to play at the dirt track at Charlotte. Oh, Tice center in there right away. Almost got to the back of the 75, but Parmalee gets a good drive off, and Andy Patton on the outside. Russell Harold working the bottom here through 3 and 4, and all of a sudden the dog's barking on the outside. Joe Canellis gets a run here. Now he's going to take a peek for third. Looks under the 87 of Andy Patton, but the General's got a full head of steam on the outside. Jumps the cushion. Joe Canellis gets him at the line. Tice to the bottom here, working at your leader in the 75, Greg Parmalee. Couldn't get her to stick. He's trying. Scott Tice looking nice in that 24 machine. He's got 8 laps to go. Scott Tice, man, you can just see he's trying to drive it in there, man. He almost gets to that left rear of the 75, and you don't want an enemy here in heat race number 1. Is the General Andy Patton pushes up the racetrack. Russell Harold, he's not close enough to make a move. He wanted to, just couldn't take a bite. As Russell works the middle here through 3 and 4, reeling in the 87 ever so little as Greg Parmalee looking to see those cross flags halfway, 5 to play. All this to determine who's going to start on the outside of the front row for tonight's A-Main heat race number 2 here with 4 laps to go. Scott Tice to the inside. Oh, he almost went on a date with the tractor tire there in 3 and 4. That may be what the 75 needs to hold on here with 3 laps to go in heat race number 2. Rob Cassidy on the outside. You can see these guys go. Oh, Andy Patton. Heavy damage on the 87 in the General. He's got to teleport to pit road. Caution flag waves. And we will have a green, white, checkered here in heat race number 2 when we indeed do go back. Let's see if we can. So as soon as I use that thing, all right. Let's see here. I'm going to try to trick this really quick. Got to do it this way. I don't want to lose all the alerts I'm getting on the bottom right to tell me what's happening. So I'm just doing the rewind. Bear with me. I can't hit the live button, and I've got to remember that. I'm not going to do it tonight. As you can see, he pushes up there. Then saw the 19 coming low. Probably just didn't want to get into him. So he yanks it back up the racetrack. And, well, you know the deal. Caution flag here. Let's go find Greg here. We'll wind it up a little bit. And actually, the heat races, there wasn't much to look at. We'll cheat this. Ready to go back here. So it should be a 2-lap shootout. Will the overlay behave? Will it agree? 2 laps to play. Here we go. Heat race number 2 back underway. Whoa! Parmalee tightened up. Tice played nice. Lifted off the throttle. But now Joe Canellas barking on the outside. Here comes the dog in the 1K with the white flag waves. 1 lap to play. Scott Tice with a slider for the lead. Final time through 3 and 4. Scott Tice on the bottom. He's going to win heat race number 2, followed by Parmalee, Canellas, Harold, Cassidy, Chapman, and the General, Andy Patton. So let's see here. 5 minutes. We'll fast forward it to about 2 minutes. Then I'll step away here just to get a drink. Refresh here. See, now you see. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can see on the leaderboard over there. Because they're all on the racetrack at the same time, that is why it's different than in practice. So, guys, if you're out there watching, if you'd like at the beginning, you know, to have all the guys in practice, I know it may get a little cluttered sometimes here on the dirt side, but if we only had the one practice room, they'll all be there. Definitely. And I can't believe it took me this long to think of it. We'll be racing here in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Stick around, ShaggyTV. I think that was Rob Cassidy blinking a little bit, and that's the one that it doesn't like on the leaderboard. He's P13 at the moment here. As you can see, that clock's starting to wind down. Get ready to do a little bit of feature racing here at the dirt track in Charlotte. Checkered flag waves. We'll see if we can take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Monday Masters of Dirt Cenex Short Track Series Championship. Rounding out the field in the 71, Chris Reinhold, and he does grid up here, so he's going to race. Cool. Row 7 to the outside, the General in the 87, Andy Patton to the inside, the 44, Bobby B, Bob Belshaw. Row 6 to the outside, the 37 of Tim Chapman to the inside, the 42 of Gary Off. Row 5 to the outside, the 68 of the boss man, Rob Cassidy. To the inside, the 55 of Benjamin Gunther. Row 4 to the outside, the 19 of Russell Harold. To the inside, the 40 of Mike Lemieux. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 1K of Joe Canellas. To the inside, the 27 of Michael Lemanchik. Row 2 to the outside, the 75 of Greg Parmalee. To the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 1 for week number 1 here, the Monday Masters of Dirt. To the outside, the 24 of Scott Tyson, starting on the pole. Defending champion in the 17, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid. Roll down the backstretch here for the final time. Well, spoiler alert, I think this was 35 laps. You see 36. You know, it's going to be honest with us when we have a green-white checker. As the green flag waves, we are ready to play apparently 36 laps at the dirt track in Charlotte. We are underway. Great start there from the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, and boy, oh boy, we are 3 wide here in the back. The 55 of Gunther, he's going to crack the throttle. He says, I don't want no parts of that, Shaggy. Gary off into the bottom. They're going to keep working here, and we got a car sideways in front. Mike Lemieux able to keep going there, takes out the cones on the inside. We're gonna have to go pick them up here is Kincaid, Tice, and Farmer. All 3 trying to tiptoe away here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Farmer getting that run on the 24 of Tice here, reeling him in. And now Tice swoops into the bottom here. Going to run that short slider line. Goes up, grabs the cushion here. You see the 54 reel him in coming off the corner, but they're pretty even here. He's gaining enough. Meanwhile, we got 3 wide in the back. B squared in the middle, almost 4 wide. The general, Andy Patton, straightens back out the 55 after they make contact. Benjamin Gunther rolling around here in the back. Maybe a little damage on that right front, but he's going to continue. No problem here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And I have actually, you know, pretty cool. My little brother, for his bachelor party, actually first week of September here, he wanted to go to a dirt bike event. He's a big dirt bike fan. It was Supermoto. They were down there at the drag strip. I am going back to Charlotte for the sheer reason of I will go some weekend where they are racing in. They got NASCAR. It is all right there in one parking lot, man. They do it right in Charlotte. It is a big party down there, and it's a place you want to be. I don't know if I'd want to be here, though. Russell Harold almost shoved in the middle, 3 wide, as he's got that GSR 71. Glenn Steyer's racing. Working to the bottom here. He works around the 94 of Gary Offit. Now Reinhold here. He's got to lift the throttle there. Oh, the 94's got a crack out of it. The 71 full send. 8 tires turn better than 4. The 19 muscled to the outside. Harold going to lose 2 spots. Joe Canella is able to hold off Lemanchik here and hold on to this top 5 for the time being. Now starting to reel in Greg Parmalee. Greg in the 75. Rolling around in P4, but not very close to Chris Farmer, who is trying to get close enough to Scott Tice, excuse me. But they're both just watching the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Starting to dust him off, man. He is pulling away almost up to a second here. And if you watch dirt racing, you know. You get up to that second bracket, boy, we're talking lifetime here. But now Scott, he heard the challenge. Big slider line, but you see loses a lot of time going down the front stretch, rolling that bottom. You may get up corner entry here at 3, you can see. Now he doesn't. Stays around that 0.8. Well, he gets about 2/10 there. You see it goes down to 6. It'll go right back here. Well, it won't go that high back. Tice hit it pretty good there, but now has to slip up through 3 and 4. Playing about even here. Maybe the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment, the 54 of Chris Farmer. It's Farmer is reeling in Tice. In fact, I mean, maybe close enough that we start thinking about a slide job here for the 54. Are we setting something up? He's going to the outside here, trying to get a run. Does he swing the axe? Not this time. Right back to the outside through 1 and 2. This is maybe the time. Let's see if George Washington cuts down the apple tree here. 54 to the bottom, not going to swing it hard enough, stays down low. And that's because Keith Kincaid, a little contact with a lap car. He loses the lead. What the heck just happened here in Charlotte? Keith Kincaid loses the lead here to a little bit of contact with the lap car, and I'm going to keep this, I mean, as real as we can. I'm not going to rewind that. That's a tough break. Because now the leaderboard does that because of a caution here. Because of a caution. Let's see. I don't know who it wants to... Okay. I know who wants to give it to. I mean, if you're sitting there on pit road, missing a right front tire, that's, I mean, what's it? What this dead giveaway. I mean, that really is. That is a dead giveaway. Looks like it is. It's just going to be solo deal here from the Rhino. The Glenn Stires machine. I mean, Glenn, he's got a bunch of cars. He'll be able to fix that thing up, no problem. But I'm not sure, the boys want to be working on it. Right. No choice now. She's tore up. We're going to fast forward here a little bit. Get us back to where we want to be. 1 to green. So we got Scott on the bottom. Joe Canella's sitting there 5th. Farmer 3rd. I mean, you got to watch out for those guys on the inside line here, but Farmer doesn't get that good restart. As we are back underway, 18 laps to play here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Farmer not able to work under Kincaid now, and now you got to think, do the other guys maybe take a swing here while they're close enough to battle for that final podium spot? Contact in the back. Lemanchik goes up the racetrack. Bobby Belshaw involved. He yanks it back up into the wall, loses the right front. And I would think it's a matter of time here before a caution flag waves. We'll have to see. Right now, Scott Tice out front as we're over halfway here. See Farmer run over a right front tire. That, you watch out for that. Bobby's still rolling around. 12.4 seconds up the road. I don't know where's Bobby here. I'm getting worried. He now pulls to the inside. There we go. Thought the leaders were going to come by and make some contact with him, but he got off the racetrack. Here's Joe Canella's to the outside, trying to work around Greg Parmalee. These guys have raced each other before, and man, oh man, we'll have to see. Can Joe find a way to get around the familiar friend here in the 75? Anything with Young Gun Creations on it is fast, and I'm telling you, Greg Parmalee not going to give this one up easy. Joe going to have to work for it here as he continues to reel him in. We got a battle for the lead. Keith Kincaid through the slide job. Scott Tice going to throw one back here. It is slider after slider. Here comes the Farmer to join the party. Chris going to roll the middle here. Slams the door shut. Scott Tice going to hit him in the rear end here. Upset him a little bit. Get back around the outside of the 54 through 1 and 2. And Chris Farmer's going to have to try it one more time here as Greg Parmalee still continues to shield off Joe Canella's. Farmer on the outside, man. He is swinging that hammer. He is ready to go. He's got the pace, I think, to run with the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, but he's got to find a way to tippy-toe around that 24. And Scott going to shut the door on the outside here. Farmer may have to figure out a new way to get around here as we're running out of time. 8 laps to play here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Farmer reeling him in here, but Tice going to protect with that slider line through 3 and 4. That's what you got to do, and all of a sudden, Tice! Oh! Oh! We got a battle for the lead. 7 to play. It's going to be a 3-way. Here as we roll down the backstretch, Scotty Tice looking nice on the bottom. We got a new leader off of 4. 6 laps to go. Keith Kincaid sends it back downstairs. He takes the lead, but the 24 crosses him over. Downstairs in Grandpa's liquor cabinet, looking good through 3 and 4. That's maybe where you want to dance. But Keith Kincaid gonna send it in one more time. Late slider can't get there. Keith, maybe the move of the race here. Able to slow him down. Does he send it back in through 4? He does. I think that's where you want to make the move. That's where you want to have the slider through 3 and 4. Tice going to try to do the same thing. Bite to the inside, but Keith Kincaid, does he go down and shut the door? No, he leaves it wide open. Do the bugs come in? The 24 downstairs. He's got it at the line. 3 laps to go. That could be the move of the race here if Keith can't get to the bottom, but he can. Tice hits the outside wall, and boy, oh boy, caution, flag waves. And here comes the green, white, checkered. Hey, Mama warned you about here is, let's see, do I get any help on what may have happened here? 27 got a little bit of damage. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Andy Pat hard into the outside wall. What caused this here for the general? He gets a run on the outside of the 19. Oh, he just gets loose. Floors it going down the straightaway, spins it, goes up the racetrack in the 87. Brings out the caution flag, and it's going to be interesting here. I think Scott Tice had the lead, and he did. Okay. Tice, yeah, does indeed have the lead. We'll see. Should be 1 to green here. So we roll through 3 and 4 for this final time. Green, white, checkered as the 24 gets a jump. We are back underway, and this is Tice's race to lose here. 2 laps to go. Keith Kincaid going to have to be perfect, and I'll tell you, I don't know if perfect's going to do it. Half a second up the road. Scott Tice, boy, oh boy, what a restart as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go. The 24 of Scott Tice started second, paced himself. Caught the leader, Keith Kincaid, with not a lot of time to go, made his move, and he brings home the checkered flag. Kincaid holds on to P2, Farmer 3rd, Parmalee 4th, and Canellas rounds out the top 5. But boy, oh boy, Farmer. What a play there is. Try to see if we can go back to, oh, damn it. Chris Farmer, Keith Kincaid, Scott Tice. Remember that. Unofficial results. Are they going to stay up there? Yeah, they are. So I've got to take them away. Okay. We're learning. We're learning. It's a replay file. We're learning. I got to change things a little bit. Well, we'll see. We'll get a word here with the 54. Chris Farmer, I do believe Chris was hanging out there. He was. So we've made him wait long enough here. Chris, I'll tell you, there at the end, it seemed like you were possibly the quickest car on the racetrack. I mean, I don't know you were watching the broadcast, but I mean, obviously you were racing. You were reeling them in, and then that untimely caution there with 3 to go, that kind of doomed you as Tice got a real good restart. But, man, you got to feel good with the way this race car's handling here this early in the season. You were quick tonight.
Yeah, it was really good. I guess I probably had the best seat in the house for watching them two battle it out. But yeah, I couldn't make the bottom work the way that Scott could there. He was really doing well down to turn 3 with the bottom. But yeah, I've been on iRacing for I think 18 months now, and this is probably the most exciting race I've been involved with. So yeah, I think give me a little confidence, I think, going forward until we hit some of these little short tracks like Weed Sport and those tracks like that. But yeah, it was good.
No, and I mean, realistically, it's good to hear you say that, Chris, because, I mean, you do have to find those diamonds, you know, when you can find them. And to be able to hang with Keith and Scott, I mean, they're two of the best you guys have on dirt, and they were not getting away from you. I truly mean that. If anything, you know, you were reeling them in. You kind of forced Scott to the bottom, I think, in 3 and 4 to maybe, you know, get defensive from you. And he was able to then make the pass for the lead. I mean, obviously, you know, you can't take all the credit, but do you kind of feel that way? Because, I mean, you're reeling him in. You were getting it to work, and then all of a sudden he's got to get defensive, and then he's battling for the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was right there with him. I showed him the nose a couple times there. So, yeah, I was happy with it. Yeah.
Well, Chris, you know, you start the season off P3, long way to go here, but that is a great start and a great step towards possibly, you know, maybe dethroning the Flamin' Hot Cheeto and bringing home a championship. Congratulations on the P3, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
I just thank my wife for letting me do this stuff in the evenings like this, and I appreciate Keith for stepping up and taking the admin role here, and MRL for helping us out, and you for broadcasting. I appreciate you.
Well, hey, you keep putting on racing like this, man. I'm gonna have a fun Wednesday night. You were fun to watch, Chris. Good luck the rest of the way.
One more thing, though.
Oh yeah, all you, man.
Charlotte, the World Finals is coming up in November the 6th that week. So if there's any of these drivers that's in this league here that might be around the Charlotte area during that time for the Charlotte World Finals, holler at me and let's get together and meet
Dude,
up.
Not this year, but next year. I swear, I actually, I don't know, like say if you watch the broadcast, but man, I was just down in Charlotte the first week of September. And I'll tell you what, the way they got everything set up down there, man, the drag strip, the dirt track, and then the racetrack right across the street. I mean, you guys, you do it right down there, Chris.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty to do. If there's a rain out, all kinds of race shops to go to. You're not going to get bored, even if there is a rain out or something by chance.
Well, you know, like I say, it's my brother's getting married. I had to pay for a bachelor party. Not happening this year, but that is happening. I can't wait to go down there. I know the guy who runs the Super Dirt Week for the Big Block Modified, so I'm going down there for 2 weeks. I want to go down for both of them.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
congratulations, nice. Chris, and like I say, man, can't wait to talk to you again.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Shaggy.
And now we're going to talk to the man Double P2s tonight. And I'll tell you, Keith, you know, it was one of them where caution flag definitely didn't do you any favors there, because that restart for Scott, I mean, wow, not much can be said about that.
Yeah, he timed that one perfect. Yeah, the cautions is kind of the story of my night. It bit me in both races. I think I had something for him tonight. I had him set up there for the pass and just had another lap or so to cover, and I was going to cover the bottom, and that caution just come out at a bad time for me.
Now, obviously, you know, I mean, it's like playing chess. I mean, you can only make the moves that your opponent will allow you to make, but it seemed like there for a while, you know, you were getting the slide job fed to you in 3 and 4, and it took you a couple laps where you kind of rotated that so you would be able to throw the slide job in 3 and 4. Did you do that on purpose? Because it seemed like, you know, you could throw that slider line in 3 and 4. I mean, that was almost the quickest line, no matter where you were at.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like you said, it was a chess match. And, you know, I thought I had all my pieces in place for the win, but, you know, fate got me. But you know, it was still a great race. Racing with Scott like that. I mean, we raced clean. You know, so many lead changes. I mean, that's about as good as it gets as far as iRacing.
Yeah, now obviously, you know, I mean, I'm doing the replays back to back, but you do get a break. But man, this long green flag runs, especially here when you're kind of dancing with the devil on the outside like you were. I mean, that gets tiring, doesn't it? Obviously, the caution, you know, gives you a little breather, so you do get that benefit, but you'd probably rather just deal with it and stay in the rhythm, right?
Oh yeah, the anytime you go yellow, you know, you break that rhythm, break that concentration. You know, I felt like I had the car to win. You know, had a good lead there early, and you know, made a mistake up on a lapper and lost my lead, and then caution came out. But you know, that's racing. You know, bring it home in P2. It was a good night, good for points.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, you're P2 now, both sides, and you do the overall, so 2-2. That's pretty dang good week one, Keith. Congratulations on the good start. You got anybody you want to thank before I kick you out of here?
Yeah, thank you, Shaggy. Like to thank my wife for putting up with my iRacing. You know, these are kind of late nights for me, but you know, enjoying it and appreciate her support.
Well, hey, congrats, Keith. Can't wait to talk to you again, man. Good luck next week.
Thank you, Shaggy.
Keith Kincaid bringing home P2. And now we're going to bring up your winner here this evening, Scott Tice. Scott, man, you get the break you needed. I mean, he has a little bit of trouble there with the lap car, he being Keith, of course. And, man, you shoot to the outside. You start mixing it up. I mean, you guys are throwing sliders for, I want to say, 10 laps almost. How much fun was that, Scott?
Man, it was a lot of fun, racing with these guys. You can get up close on them, and if you need to make a move, they're not going to run you over. And man, we had a blast.
I kind of talked to Chris about it, and obviously, you do what you got to do, but it seemed like Chris was reeling you in a little bit, and then you went down to 3 and 4 almost, to get a little defensive, and man, that the light bulb went off. Nobody else was rolling down there, and all of a sudden, dude, this thing set off like a rocket ship. I mean, did you know it was going to be that quick down there?
I had no clue. I mean, Chris was definitely fast. He passed me. He got in front of me, and I'm like, where did this guy come from? He definitely showed me the way. I did it the last time we raced there, got down in the bottom, and there was something there, and it was there again, and hopefully next time it'll be there as well.
No kidding, man. And, a timely caution, you get that green, white checkered. And, I mean, obviously you're in the race car. You may not be paying attention, but you get to look at that replay here. Dude, you absolutely dusted him. I mean, what was the trick there on that restart? Just, maybe going at a little different spot? I mean, obviously you don't go too early. It's not like you cheated him, but you caught him sleeping, man. That was a perfect restart.
Yeah, I was talking to the guys. We was talking about restarts a while ago, and it's part of the game, and it can make you look really bad because you have no clue when the leader's going to fire. And I hit it at the right time, and thank God I did because it feels good to start the year, this season with a win, and to get to race with all these guys again. And it was a really, really good time. I was hoping to follow that up tonight on the asphalt side, but we'll get them next time.
Yeah. And, I mean, Scott, maybe you're like me, some people are just better on the dirt. And if we're being honest, I think it takes a little more skill on the dirt. I mean, you're sliding around, everything happens quicker. And, man, to go out here, get a win, start week one. I mean, you said it. No better way to start. And, man, Mr. Mo is in your corner next Monday night. I know we won't do that live, but look forward to talking to you again next Wednesday. Scott, congratulations on the big win. Before you get out of here, you got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, man, I want to thank everybody in our group, MRL, all the Cenex guys, and thank you for what you're doing for us, and looking forward. I hope I get to talk to you next Wednesday.
Hey, man, you keep rolling like this, I'll probably be talking to you every Wednesday. Congratulations on the good run.
Thank you so much.
Scott Tice bringing home the win here, week one for the Monday Masters of Dirt. Okay, now obviously, you know, we'll be running this every Wednesday night after the asphalt side of things. So, you know, if you're bored, you can always click that little thumbs up button, hit that like button. You got to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss a show here on Shaggy TV. And with that, we're going to wrap up, the Senex Short Track Series Championship. And we'll be back next Wednesday around 8:15, 8:20-ish. Well, you know, they do a half-hour practice. We may actually come in a little later now because we don't need to do the driver interviews. Driver introduction thing. Probably start at 8:20, 8:25 next week. But we'll be here. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long and have a good one.